In this video, I'll share the 6 biggest mistakes with probate and real estate. Number 1, not having the right guidance to help through the process. Executors and administrators, also known as personal representatives, have the responsibility to manage an estate after someone has passed. Here in Clark County, it can be filed by anyone. I found, though, that an attorney whose primary practice is probate, not criminal or personal injury, will get it done the most efficiently. This will save time and money for everyone. Here's where I've seen some of the first mistakes happen. Someone starts the paperwork, it's not completed properly, even missing an I or a T, and then it takes months just to get initiated. Probate must be filed in the county where the decedent resided at the time of death, so not your home county or that of the decedent's heirs. Number 2, not knowing how probate works. The stress of dealing with someone close passing, then the complexity of probate is overwhelming for most. Big questions are, what am I supposed to do first? Do I need an attorney? Do I need to file for probate? Do I need to sell a house? The answers can be different depending on a number of reasons. Begin by looking for a will or living trust. Unfortunately, a lot of people just never set this up. It's still possible for people to move forward, but it's just going to be a little more complicated. Next, reach out to an attorney who specializes in probate. I've heard lots of stories from personal representatives about attorneys who don't specialize in probate, and then they're tied up for months or years because the attorney didn't submit the paperwork the right way. I work with a handful of great attorneys right here in Las Vegas and Henderson who not only know the ins and outs of the process, are also considerate and compassionate of what people are going through at this time. I also have a network of probate professionals throughout the country, so wherever you're watching, reach out to me for a trusted referral. Now, the attorney is going to guide you through the court stuff and that legal paperwork. It's also important to have a probate real estate specialist, like myself, to help where the attorney leaves off. This can include dealing with real estate, personal property, like art, furniture, jewelry, and transitioning family members. Number 3, selecting the wrong service providers to help with the estate. This is related to real estate and personal items. Deciding what to do with the stuff is almost always a challenge. Collections that may have meant everything to one person may not mean much to the rest of the family or heirs. Some people just really don't even want to deal with it at all. It could be that it's very emotional or just don't care to. So having the right estate sale people to appraise the value of what's left behind is really important. It could be the difference of thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. We all have heard stories of someone who bought an antique at a yard sale for a few dollars that ended up being worth thousands. It would be best to take inventory first, then figure out what kind of specialist that you need. For over 80% of families, most of the wealth is in the real estate. Naturally, a highly trained and experienced probate real estate professional will either save or cost the estate a lot of time, money, and aggravation. Look, most real estate agents really don't even know how to value property, much less sell for top dollar. Probate adds another couple of layers on top of that. At least once a month, I hear from an attorney how terrible the real estate agent is that the executor hired. Maybe it was a family friend or something, and this causes everyone problems and ultimately money. I've guided estates in managing the mortgage to avoiding foreclosure, HOA issues, maintenance of the property through this long process. A mistake I found is that thinking the probate process will not take too long, and then the executor relying on the attorney to handle everything. Historically, the time from petition to appointing the executor, what we call receiving the letters testamentary, took about 8 weeks. Right now, in February 2022, it's taking 3 to 4 months, and it could take another 3 to 12 months after to get the final distribution, and that's if everything goes right. If the family and the heirs don't agree on the assets, how it should be handled, it'll definitely slow things down more. What I find is that a lot of people expect the attorney to do a lot more than they're actually going to do. The attorney is going to manage all of the legal and court aspects, what to do and in what order, then hand it off to you. A lot of that could fall on my shoulders because I'm connected with contractors, clean-out crews, property management, estate sale companies, senior assistants, CPAs. Number 4 is not securing the estate's personal and real property. As personal representative of the estate, you have a fiduciary responsibility to protect all of the assets and to make sure that they're kept secure and in good condition. Unfortunately, someone who may have been a friend of the deceased or even a relative can come in and ransack a house of valuable assets, such as collections, art, and jewelry. Unfortunately, I've seen it happen several times. An easy way to start is to videotape the contents of a house and take pictures of each item. Changing locks and then adding security video is also important to do right away. The number 5 mistake, leaving the property uninsured or underinsured. A house may have insurance, especially if there's a mortgage. However, when a property is vacant for a period of time, the current insurance may not cover, and it's important to get a vacant house policy to cover hazards like fire, water, and other damage from other disasters. Anything can happen. Number 6, attempting to sell the estate's real property without understanding the market. First, prices and market conditions are always shifting. Second, investors looking to steal a deal are super aggressive in the probate arena. Although the value of the property at the time of an owner's death must be taken into consideration, it doesn't mean that the property couldn't be sold for a lot more. It's important to review options such as selling an as-is condition or cleaning up and making a few improvements to get top dollar. An experienced probate real estate professional with specialized training can make these options clear for what's in the best interest of the estate. Thanks for watching.